स्वैग से करेंगे सबका
Assalamu alaikum, yali madad, namaste, sasrikal, adab, kemanacho, kasakai, kero walhe, kem cho, and welcome to Chai with Munna, presented to you by Jaffre Sports Club. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. Today's episode is going to make YouTube history. Joining us today, none other than Turab Karmali. Turab, how are you, man?
I'm good, bro. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. How's everything going?
Good, my brother. Good, very good.
Good. You know, Turab, me and you on one screen is gonna be electrifying.
Yeah. Offense and defense. Let's see.
Usually Salman handles this pre-tournament, hypes and interviews over on Lifted, but today I got the mic. So I'm not as smooth as him, but I'll definitely make it entertaining. So Turab, let's get into it, man. KOTC, King of the Courts. This tournament has been known to have a gold standard now. Elite teams only, prestige on the line, bragging rights for the year. It's kind of known as the Champions League of volleyball, some people call it. What inspired you, Turab, to make a tournament at this level?
I think for us, it was a collective effort between all the conversations that we've had with all the teams, including Jaffre's, right? And I still think that the sport festivals are amazing for, community gathering and, that whole brotherhood, right? But I think we needed an opportunity to have the top teams of those tournaments compete in a silo tournament, so that there's an opportunity to continuously play competitive games and perform at a high level throughout the tournament. And I think that pace would be very hard over 3 days. That's why we keep it 2 days. And we kind of took it back, right? It's nothing new. We had this back in the mid 2000s, right? Earlier 2000s, even up until 2010, 11, 12, when the arcade tournaments were going on, there were 2 days, right? You wait for those ones. And then the other ones were festives, right? More festive, sorry. So, that was the idea. And I think, alhamdulillah, it turned out.
Yeah, it's an amazing tournament. And you know what? Kudos to you and your team for, hosting a tournament at that level. Now, for those people who missed it, KOTC won. What happened? A recap.
So you had, the top 12 teams there, right? Top 8 really looked incredible. You had a different Orlando team, more youthful, still ended up in the semis. You had Warriors go back to back from Al Wahda to KOTC 2 with the nail-biting finals, very similar to the finals in Al Wahda, down to the last 1 minute, right? We had a lead. You guys had a lead. Warriors found their way back to win the game. You saw a great semifinals with Stars and Jaffre's 2.0, where you guys edged both games at the end, But you saw a lot of good volleyball and people who are, sometimes in these other tournaments, these festivals, you'll see a lot of upsets, Teams may not be 100% there because they've played, different styles of games throughout the weekend. This was one tournament I didn't see many upsets. I saw it for what it was, right? So I think everyone got to do their thing. It was that's the recap for it.
Wow, yeah. It was a great finals. It was an amazing semifinals. The semifinals and the finals were like, it was amazing. It was just too good. Now, KOTC 2. What's going to stand out about it? What's going to be new? What's going to be bigger? How is it going to be better?
So I think KOTC 2, because we've learned from KOTC 1, right? We're going to do our best to follow the same schedule. The games are going to be a bit longer because we're one team less this time. Originally we wanted to keep it at 10 teams, but it's very hard, right? So we're at 11 this time, which gives us more time. So I think that's one thing. This time, the biggest difference, I think, is that we've already got the hang of it. So we kind of know what to expect in terms of organizing it. And for us, I feel that the reason it did so well was with how smooth the organization went. It was game after game. And it's easy to do that when you only have two courts in a smaller compound, right? Because you're all there. You can't just, and it's kind of cold during that time. So you're not going to shift around outside. So, having the tournament be smooth and you're not playing at hours that are just not feasible, right? You're not playing up until 11 and then you're at the court the next day at 7, right? So I think you'll have a good starting time for both days and a good ending time for both days.
Wow, yeah. I think in KOTC 1, you guys were actually early on the
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah.
So
Thanks
that's
to
a first.
the volunteers, Big Mike. I'm sure you met him, Oscar Uncle, right? Benny. Like these guys did great. It was fantastic, and they have the same mindset this time. Although we have a bit of a longer time frame per game, I think they'll do a good job keeping it going.
Good. Now, before we get into the teams, let's
Yeah.
just address the elephant in the room, the rules and regulations.
Mhm.
Now, some of the volleyball pundits are whispering that there might be a change in the rules and regulations. Is it true?
No, there was a conversation for sure. A lot of teams spoke about either changing the 5 foot line to like to make it longer, or change the rule from landing in. We decided not to make that change for this tournament. And the reason is that we I feel my opinion on the line is irrelevant, but in terms of for now, but in terms of the game and you guys having just one, and especially because the line would majority at this moment impact Jaffre's. I didn't want our tournament to do that for two reasons. Jaffre's are a great support for the tournament, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. And right now, Jaffre's are the best, so I don't think it would be fair to take that away for this tournament.
So the pundits were wrong this time.
Yes.
They were.
Yes.
Okay.
Plus, I think if I did change the rule, I think you'd give me a very, very hard time.
All right. 11 teams. Locked, loaded, ready to go. Tell me about them. What's your first one?
First one, RK's Golden Eagles, RK's OG.
RK's OG. Nice. Now, I remember RK's, back in the days when, when we were playing with Marhum Reza Kimji, I mean, the true essence of volleyball, that's where it was. He was a mentor to all of us. And the passion for the game with RK's, it's just he installed that passion into Abbas and Shanu and Sajad and everybody else around him. It was just addictive, his passion for the game. And I see that, with Abbas a lot. I've been his wingman a lot, in the many tournaments I played with him. I see his passion. RK's is that type of team that if they make it to that Sunday, bro, anything can happen. So RK's, I wouldn't want to play them on that Sunday morning. That's one team you don't want to play Sunday morning. You tell me.
I agree. I mean, I grew up in the era. I got to play them when Shanu was, man, he was. I don't know if you remember some of those finals, but like the one that sticks out was the Al Wahda final when he was just, throwing them at us, and we were just, somehow replying them, right? But yeah, I mean, RKs, they have that style, that blazing balls to the wall nonstop. Like that's always been them, and I think their DNA will continue the same way, and that makes it fun to play them, but it makes it scary to play them too. So you catch them even as a top seed, if you catch them early in the morning, in that quarterfinals, yeah, good luck, man. Abbas don't play, so I think I think there will be I think they're a great addition. I think that Abbas, speaking to him, he's excited. He has a great roster. I expect nothing but a qualification from him.
Nice. What's your next team? Tell me.
Van City, man.
Van City. Ooh, Van City. What are you going to say about Van City, right? Bunch of youth, exciting to watch, Medikaku has done such a good job over there with them, being that leader that he is, making it to the quarterfinals of the Vancouver tournament. You know, coming a little short. I mean, they played you in the quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken, right? And they were there, you know. So kudos to them. Again, a team that can pull an upset anytime.
Yeah.
What do you
So
think?
I think Van City last tournament surprised a lot of us, right? They took a game from Warriors in the round robin, which was it's always a big step for a younger team, a team that's maturing to take that game from a big team. You know, for us when we were growing up, our barometer was, you know, did we beat North in the round robin? Did we beat Jaffrey's in the round robin?
Mhm.
So for the fact that they beat a top team in the round robin, that goes a long way, right? And the quarterfinals, yeah, they gave us a very tough time. You know, we had a big lead in the first game, fell asleep, and they came back. And that shows the maturity of a team. They're coming. So I think it's interesting. Medikaku's done a great job, as you mentioned, but his brother Mo, that guy is coming up. He's
Yeah.
hitting. He was hitting, man. I was very surprised, right? Not that I haven't seen him play before, but this time was a bit different. He had a spark to him, right? So those two brothers, they've done a great job, and I think they'll do great.
Nice, nice. Who do we have? What's next?
United Stars B.
United Stars B. Oh boy. Okay. United Stars B. I personally think they've lost their zing when Mohiman moved and came into the A team. They went from any given day top 8 team in the mix to not so, somebody can not so intimidating, when Mohiman was there. I've seen these youths play recently. I mean, they're playing amazing. They're really doing, well. I see the bromance that they have going on in that team.
Yeah.
So when you have that, you just are having fun. And when you're having fun, you're playing on house money. And when you're playing on house money, anything can
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Tell me.
So I agree with you. Mohammed's a special player who got developed through the BA system, like we all did, right? Like I was on United Stars D, right? Went to C to B to A. So, you know, he went through that system and, you know, he's a big addition to the A team now. So with that, a big priority was to make sure that the B team rises again, right? So last tournament they were off by one game. This tournament, I think their team is stronger. We have some original B team guys back as well, and we have brought in a center for them. So they have a very good center that is going to be playing for them. I'll keep it a surprise, but you know, I think we should watch out for them. They're like you said, that bromance is real, bro. Like
Yeah.
they're really good, and I think they have a good set of netties too, man. They're gonna do great. They're gonna do great. So I'm not gonna talk too much on them, but I'm sure they'll show up when it counts.
Nice, nice. Who do we have next, buddy?
We got Orlando B. And
Orlando.
before you answer about them, I'll give you some I'll set the stage, okay? So they
Okay, tell me.
got the Orlando B young guys, okay? They
Mm-hmm.
got Blas Jaffre, that vet, okay? He's won many times. He's been a part of the A team, but they added a special kid from Allentown to their team, okay?
Okay.
Moas Nally's son, Ziddy. So
Ziddy.
so now I'll let you go from there, and then I'll touch.
Okay. Orlando B. Orlando in itself, you know what? I mean, they're just breeding a lot of players, I mean, and then there's a lot of players coming out through that pipeline, fast. And they're fast and they're coming fast and furious actually out of there. So I would not mess with an Orlando B, especially with Ziddy there. I mean, it changes the whole barometer of the game, right? When he's there. So for me, I would definitely, it's one of those teams that if they make it in, again, they're playing on house money. They have nothing to lose. They're just gonna go for it. So Orlando with, they have some veterans in that B team. I think that's going to help them. They got youth. That's going to help them. So it's not a team I don't think that we should take lightly. What about you?
Yeah. So my take on that team is, ever since I've seen Zidane playing, I've
Mm.
always said to myself that, all right, he has it, right? Um, I think with the supporting system, like Orlando, because they play volleyball the right way, they go through that system, they know how to utilize the net, when to, how to play, when serve it. Like, they have that. So I think it'd be fun to see. If they click, they're scary for sure.
They're scared. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. You don't want that 8 seed, 7 seed, 6 seed in the next day, right?
No, no. They don't have nothing to lose.
Oh
That's the thing.
man,
That's the
and
they don't. It's like
you remember, like, listen, I'm infamous for some of those. I've been in those situations where someone had nothing to lose, so you never know.
yeah,
It can happen.
it can happen. It can happen. All right, your next team, buddy.
Speaking of New York Union, um,
New
that
York
is
Union.
the next team. Yeah. Well, I talked about some of those upsets, and New York Union B took us out one tournament. So hey, New York Union.
New York Union. Yeah, I mean, I'm a New Yorker by heart. I love that. I like New York. It's been a special place for us. But New York has been known for breeding the best centers of the game. Started off with Marhum Johnny, Najaf, Kazim Fazl, Freddie, Sajjad Juma, Salman, and now they have another one, Sahil. Sorry. So these are when you have such amazing centers, you're gonna make it on that Sunday in that, into that semifinals. I mean, and that's what it is. They're a semifinals team. They got great centers. They always had great centers. And that's what has helped them to make it to that semifinals. Every single tournament, they're there. For me, I think the one thing that they were missing is veterans presence. They need that somebody to coach. They need somebody to tell them how to play, when to play, and where to play. So they're a team that, if they get that, and I know they have Bode, and I know they have, Shane, who's one of the best front centers out there right now. I call him the Charles Barkley. He's got everything, but except that one championship, with New York.
Yeah.
So they just need somebody. And when I saw them in New York and they had, the Ahmad Sumar come in, and I said, you know what, this is a finals team. This team's going right to the finals because they needed that.
Yeah.
And they fell a little short. But if they do get a veteran to come in there and coach them the right way, I think, they're going to be a winning team. They're going to be in the finals and they're going to win one day. I feel it. They're one of those teams that are just going to win it. What do you think?
So I mean, I agree. We talked about this off air. Sahil is a damn good back center, man, and I think he's gonna bloom as tournaments go. Right? I saw him play in Orlando in 2022 against Stanmore, and that game has always stuck in my head. Boy came in and just started going, right? So I think he's fantastic, and I think Shane is great. He's amazing, right? He's always been consistent, right? He's played the same way. Bode is Bode, right? You know what you're gonna get out of it, right? And then you look at the rest of the supporting cast, and they're all very strong. But then you have Jaxie, who just came off playing with Jaffre's, and there's, I'm sure, a thing or two that he's learned that he's gonna bring to New York Union, right? And they have a great set of netties, so they're gonna be there on Sunday, no doubt. Now it just comes up to like where their mindset is, right? And I wouldn't be surprised they get to the semis, finals, no surprise at all. But yeah, they're a very good team, and I think their rebuilding process has been very strong.
Yeah. They're a really, really, really good team. And I think, as I told you, I think New York is on the cusp of winning.
Absolutely.
They're just there. So let's see. I mean, it's not a team to mess with. Definitely not. Okay, Turab, what's the next team?
Stanmore, Jaffres.
Stanmore Jaffries. All right, Stanmore Jaffries. I have played with their legends. All right. We're talking about back in the days where there was Shabir Mirali, PK, Moody, Marhum Fazl, you know, a bunch of great guys having a lot of fun,
Yeah.
you know. And then came this new generation, right? And they came up so fast and they started winning and they started being the talk of the town, Stanmore being one of the elite teams out there, and which they are still till today. But the problem with Stanmore is they stop having fun, and I think that's what is bringing them down, because when Stanmore is having fun, they're one of the most dangerous teams to play against. you know the the their whole team is each player is perfect for that position. They're just amazing, from Amir Ali to Abbas Ali to Kumi to everybody. They're just amazing, and now with Bilal Kaba on their team, that even makes them even more stronger. In KOTC 1, they didn't have such a good run, but I think this time, if they're having fun, they'll do some damage. So, and with Shane at the helm, as their manager, he's done such a great job with them. I think this team is out there and to win. And I think they got all the missing pieces, but it's just they're not having fun when they're playing. What do you think, Thurab?
Yeah, it's a good take. I think they're a great team. I mean, I'm organizing, so I'm going to say that about every team we talk about. But I do believe they're a great team. Um, Great guys, man. Great guys off the court. Great guys. I really get along with all of them. And there's so many, like, you got the Kumi, who's like a parallel to Jabir. It's always been that. So it's always been fun. And Abbas Ali, man, he's very good. If I had to pick an underrated player, and I don't want to talk about players in specific, but if I had to pick an underrated player, I would say it's him. I I really think he's that good, right? So I have high praise for him, and Amir Ali, of course, him as well. Like these guys, they got it, right? They have all the tools. We've seen them in Al Wilaya. We've seen what they're about. Like, think about 2022 Al Wilaya. They went through us, and we felt great. They went through us in the semis in 3 games, and they went through you guys in the finals, and that's when Usman also played with you guys. Like
Yeah.
that's Usman Lambada and Kizzer, right? And then you had us, who also had Matham from Minnesota, right? And they still got through both teams. So they have that. But I agree with you. And I've went through that too, right? I when you're not having fun, and you're yeah, maybe playing for different reasons now, right? Things change. So you could see their body language on the court has changed, right? But last year, I think there was too much pressure on them. And honestly, it was also like Bilal Kaba adding to their team. There's a lot of expectation, Bilal Kaba is playing in a different role on a different stage. And expectation can sometimes harm your game, right? So I think because they've already been through it, like what's the worst that can happen now? Right? Like
True.
nothing. Right. So
True.
it's only up from here. So
if you were like the team manager or the captain of that team, would you start Bilal Kaba or would you start Abbas Ali?
I don't know. I don't know. And I'll tell you why. Abbas Ali's played within that system, right? So I'm gonna lean towards that just because he's played within that system. But Al Kaba is, arguably one of the best back centers in the UK. So I think you do what we've done, right? Is make sure that your center is your center, but whoever that is, but just don't forget the other center, right? Like just make sure that you always keep that in mind. Volleyball is not a one ball game anymore. We know that. We all know that, right? It's you need to have different tricks, right? So I think utilizing both of them makes them the most dangerous. Good answer.
Very good answer, actually.
Cool.
You know, good. And you said it with a straight face.
Yeah, you almost got me there too. Like,
Yeah.
uh, next team.
All right. Next team, tell me.
Uh, Minnesota.
Minnesota. A meat and potato type of team, you know. They're in the trenches all the time. They're, you know, grinding it out. They're grinders. They have one of the best centers in the game in Imran Walji. They have one of the best two-way players in the game, offense, defense, with Matham. They got Monty in net. I mean, that team is just phenomenal. But the only problem is what you see is what you get with them. They don't have an element that can surprise you. You know that, okay, you're going to be playing against a team that game is going to be a grind. You know, you're going to grind through that game with them because it's like playing against a wall. You're just bouncing it off them. Like they're just like popping it back to you. So it's like playing against a wall when it comes to that team. If they do come up with something, you know, an element of surprise, they're that team right now that are always in that semifinals, marker. I think, getting to the finals, which they've been in a couple, don't get me wrong, but they've always fallen short because I think people caught on to that Imran Walji Matham mix, and they know how to play it and when to play it and what to expect. So if they come up with something different, I think that team is also one of the teams that are on the cusp of winning a tournament.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I always say I have to be nice to them. I don't have a choice. So, no, listen. They're all my brothers, right? They're all my younger brothers. I mean, I'm very close to that team, obviously. Matham, he's like you said, he's one of the best two-way players I've seen. Very nasty third ball. Like, holy, just has to control it, right? He needs to build that control, and that will come. Imran Walji, man, what can you say? Like, he's gonna give you the same thing over and over and over again. We've grown to compete. We've played together. We've won together. He's very, he's focused. But I agree with you. I think I don't know if it's a change, but honestly, my take is a bit different on them. I think the younger guys on their team need to step up a bit more in bigger games, right? I'll tell you, the one time I seen them step up was in Orlando, and they played so fantastic, right? All the way to the finals. And even in the finals, the first game against Orlando, they were right there. Even in New York in the finals, they were right there. But little shifts in the game can throw you off when you're coming up, right? So they just got to build that mental block that, hey, we can't let our mind shift. And that's one thing. But in terms of coming up with something new, I mean, yeah, you always have to reinvent yourself. So I'm sure there's something they'll come up with. But yeah, I'm with you, man. They're on the cusp of winning, and I know they want to pretty badly. They're a team that practices a lot, small community, but they've made it work, and they compete with everyone. So I don't expect anything less than the semis from them, and from there, it's anyone's game.
Kudos to them. They've done well for themselves.
Yeah.
Especially being from a small community, as you said, they're like teams like Minnesota, teams like Vancouver, that they come from such small volleyball, not volleyball oriented.
Yeah.
It's not a volleyball oriented place. And to do what these guys are doing, it's just amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing what
They have to
doing.
get extra points for that, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Next team.
Orlando A.
Orlando A. Okay. I like that smile on your face. Actually, let me rephrase that. I love that smile on your face. Excuse the pun. Sorry. Oh boy, I don't know. Orlando A. What am I gonna say about them? Great team. first of all, but it's a team that goes invisible. And what I mean by that is they win one and they lose 4-5. With the team they have, and I'll be honest with you, I also heard whispers from the pundits that they have said that Orlando A's front line is one of the best front lines in the history of volleyball. And there I agree to disagree, because for me, I still think Allentown had the best front line ever.
Always,
Huh?
you've always said that. Yeah.
Yeah, with Mo and Koser and Sammy. I mean, that was a front line, they called them the Twin Towers, and they had that whole name going. And but if they're being compared to legends like those, then they got to do justice and they got to win. All right? And it's not that they're not in the mix. It's just that they don't have the drive after they win, my personal opinion, after they win a tournament. Like the 3-4, as I said, 3-4 tournaments, they'll go, okay, they lost in the semifinals. Okay, it is what it is. Oh, we're rebuilding. We're bringing in a new player. What I saw in Vancouver, there was veterans that needed to step up in that semifinals. Veterans needed to come into that semifinals and change the game. I know that firsthand because in Minnesota, I was losing against you that same way. 9-love, 10-love, whatever it was. And one putty changed the game. And that's what veterans do. They hit one putty and it changes the game. I was expecting that from some of the veterans that were there, some that were playing in the third line or not, or whatever it is. To step in and say, hey, it's 7, 8, love, 9, love. Hey, guys, back out. Let me come in, or whoever has to do whatever. They have that in them. They have that winning pedigree, but it's just the hunger sometimes just goes dry until they feel hungry again, and then they'll win one. So for me, Orlando is a team that can win anytime. They're always going to be that team, especially with that front line. Now, they've added a new addition with, who's that front center? Akbar Ali.
Ali Akbar.
Ali Akbar, thank you. Great, youth coming in. I mean, he's going to be a superstar like his brother. And I think that team can do well, but I do think that, again, that veterans need to step up over there and say, hey, when times are tough, they need to come in and do what they need to do. And if they do that, they can be a winning team and they can win consecutive tournaments. What do you think?
So I like your take, right? I know that, obviously I'm good friends with a lot of the vets on that team, right? And I understood their take as well. I understood their thought process. Like they had said, okay, we're not going to play. There's, from my understanding, it's they either want to give an opportunity or there's changes that need to be made based on their own thought process. I'm not sure about all that, but I agree with you. I think if the vets are there, whoever that may be, right, it would be a lot harder to do what we did. No doubt about it. But on that day, vet or no vet, we weren't going to let Orlando beat us. I had that, and you knew this from beforehand, that I had that team marked on my calendar from May in New York, right? For many reasons, but that doesn't matter. Now I'm organizing a tournament. So I'm just really happy that they decided to come to this tournament. They're a great team. Like you said, at any given time, they can win. I think that they have one of the best front lines, as you mentioned. KJ to me is very special and goofy as well. Hilal, when he was playing, right? Ali Akbar Alu has been put into a tough shoe because he's filling in for a damn good front center, right? So but he did great. He's gonna propel himself, right? And Alu, man, Alu's danger. He can play this game, man. He can hit the ball, right? And
he's a baller.
Yeah, he's a baller, man. He's damn good. And to be honest with you, out of all the younger guys, he's motivating guys like me, right? Like that says a lot. And you know, he has so much more to do, right? And I'm sure he will. And then you have Freddie, who, you know, is so talented, right? And then Ali T or whoever else is back there. And then the third line as well. Like you have superstars in the third, right? So, and their netting
Mm.
mix is just incredible, right? Save Hassan and Mikal Darcy. Like they look, that team is fantastic, right? And be it Musti serving or Ari serving or whoever, they have it all. But yeah, I mean, look, I love them with all my heart. Those are my guys. Okay. And
I bet you love them.
no, I do. And
I bet. And you're
I'm
saying it with a straight face. I love it.
yeah. And I'm happy that, like I said, I'm happy that they're here, and I'm sure they're gonna make a lot of noise, right?
Yeah.
And if I was them, I would have revenge on our mind, on their mind, right? So I'm sure they're gonna do what they do. I told my team
Mm.
that, hey, I'm sure they're gonna come out swinging. So I mean, for us, all we need to do is get 1 point and done. But hey, they gotta. They know I'm joking. No, I'm really happy they're coming, and I'm sure, inshallah, they'll do really well.
Inshallah. Yep. It's a team to watch out for. They're an exciting team to watch. You just wanna. It's one of those teams that when they play, you just want to sit and watch them. A bunch of talent, a lot of talent on that team. But
So
I just think that Hunger Games.
yeah, and honestly, they've been a thorn in my side throughout my whole career. Right?
Mm.
They're the reason I
Jo
lost a few tournaments.
Join the club.
Yeah, right. They made it difficult for sure,
Mm.
right? In terms of gameplay, you know, some of the other stuff, like they made it difficult, a big thorn, right? But the thing about them, just to finish off about them, is that they've built a great system, right? So if they stay true to that system, they're a very hard team to beat, right? And yeah, I enjoyed playing against them, and it was a great rivalry while it lasted. It was amazing.
While it lasted.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the rivalry is done now. Like I don't have that in my heart for them. I want to see them do well, and it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. Who's the next?
United Stars A.
United Stars A. Hmm. You can exit now if you want to because
It's okay. I've heard it all. Go ahead.
no. Jokes aside, United Stars 8. When I see that lineup, when I see that, I see an all-star team. And if there was ever going to be a Hall of Fame, most of these players would be inducted into there. But what I don't see with United Stars is consecutive championships. I do not, you win a couple, you lost one, you win another couple. I don't see that. Why, Turab?
That's a good question. I mean, I think so. Yeah, I mean, you're right. We win one, lose a few, win one, lose a few. It's the opposite way, as opposed to what it's supposed to be. But, and it's not an excuse, but when we put this team together, I don't think we realized how hard it is to stay mentally focused in a game. And I'll explain. We're a team that creates a game plan and then executes the game plan. And that's always been our thing since day one. We create a game plan, work on that game plan, right? Back in the day, whoever it was, right? When we used to play arcades, for example, they were harder hitting and it was always just wall, right? Just create a wall and just wait, right? Even Faisal or you guy or whoever, we always had a game plan, right? With this team, it's a bit tougher because when you're gathering in that huddle, the game plan's out the door. It's like, all right, just play. And I think that's what we've gone away from. So that's one big reason of why we've lost some of these nail biters. Because if there were big gap losses or something, I would say, okay, maybe we got to really look at things. But you look at our losses, the Al Wahda finals. Did you expect it to be what it became?
No.
I didn't expect that, right? So,
No.
then it was like a 1 point, and the last KOTC was 1 point. Vancouver first game, we're also trying to figure out this new way, right? the way you guys are playing, to be honest with you, because you guys have we've lost to you guys twice now. KOTC one and Vancouver, right? So I feel that had we figured that way out, we would have won, but we didn't figure it out, right? So that's something we're figuring out, or maybe have figured out. We'll see in the next one, right? But yeah, you're right. I think we have to win soon, for sure, 100%. And inshallah, we will. We have the team to do it. We have a great team. I'm blessed to play with some of the best guys, best players, right? From our netties to our front line, to our back line, to our serviceman. Like, our team is awesome, and we're all very close. So yeah, I mean, your take is fair, absolutely fair. But you've seen Stars and myself ever since I took over Stars play for the last 15, 17 years, and we always figure out a way, Husni, right? So we'll figure it out.
Good take. Good take on it. I mean, because a team like yours should be dominating. It's an all-star team.
Yeah.
It's an all-star team. I mean, it just, you know what? It's unfortunate that, you just lose at, the last second,
Yeah.
in the last few tournaments, and, it could have went either way, right? I mean, and it's what's meant to be on that day, on that Sunday. I mean, even though you have an all-star team, but if the volleyball gods don't want you to win, you're not going to win, right? So it's unfortunate also that, the bounces didn't go your way during those times, whatever it is.
For me, the way I look at it is the key is consistency, right? You're consistently
Mm.
getting to the end, then you got to turn it, right? Like, it's different if it was inconsistent. Like if it was like quarters and then, semis and then finals and then quarters, and the games are lopsided, then I would say, okay, we got something to worry about, right? But these are small little adjustments we have to make to get the job done, in my opinion. And I think we have the team to do it. So I'm looking forward to KOTC too. I really am. We had a great performance in Vancouver, right? All the way to the finals. Even the finals was very tight. It's just, it was your day. It was your guys' day, and that was what was supposed to happen. But you had a very good words for us after the finals, and I was very appreciative of that. When you start getting close to that 40 mark, you start thinking, all right, can I not? But I still feel good. The team feels great. Everyone is feeling good. So I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, I think if Durab brings out the Mamba mentality, then we have something to worry about.
Listen, brother, he's right there. He's talking.
Damn, yeah. That's my boy.
Yeah, no, we should be all right. We should be all right.
Good. Next.
Warriors, Toronto Warriors.
Toronto Warriors. Wow. Toronto Warriors. They have one of the best centers right now in the game.
100%.
In Sohail. The guy has ice in his veins. He's like built for the moment. 30 seconds to go, 1 minute to go, down by 3. That's where you see Sohail. And when you win, you can only win if you have a center like that is willing to take that risk, knows what's on the line, and can perform. So kudos to Warriors. I mean, they have a complete team. They got Sabir, they got Taz, they got Agent, we got Memon being one of the best front centers right now also. They have Ashraf Mullah, Irfan. Their netties are amazing. They have a complete team. Sabir, absolutely. They have a complete team. Unfortunately, they didn't do well in Vancouver, still making it to the semifinals. But I think this tournament, they'll be ready to go. I think, they played on that court with us, with Jaffre's, with United Stars they practice with. They know the court. They'll be ready for it. They know what it takes now to be that team. And I think they can do it. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the team I'm always rooting for, man. Good guys, play the game the right way. Even when they beat us in Alwata, we went to practice the next week. They didn't even bring it up. You know, you and I, we'd rub it in each other's faces. They wouldn't say it. They didn't say nothing. You know, they're good guys. Suhail is cold, man. I agree with you.
He's
One of the
cool.
best centers in the game right now for sure. You know, he's cold. I enjoy playing against him. Our whole team does. You know, their whole team is great, man. They're fantastic. Yeah, Vancouver, bad outing, but we've all had that. So, you know, like people make mountains out of nothing, right? Like they're in the in fact, you know, I know we'll get to this later, but yeah, they're that top four team for sure, 100%.
Nice, nice. Who's next?
Yeah, we're done, bro. Nah.
We're done?
2.0, 2.0. Jaffrey's 2.0.
Jaffrey's doing. You start with Jaffrey's 2.0. You tell me first.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I kind of have seen this come up, right? Since 2.0 started, we've all seen it, right? You guys have taken a back seat, let the kids go, and it's obviously paid off, right? There was a little bit of a drought for Jaffrey's, but you guys also missed some tournaments. COVID happened. A lot was there, but I think you guys have figured it out how to make Nick and Kizar work together and have everyone support them. Have the netties figure it out. Sakib is fantastic, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, you know, Kizer's maturity has very much impressed everyone, right? The way he's playing volleyball, and you know, Nick, sniper time, man. You know, um, right now he's him, and that's just what it comes down to, right? Now, the main thing is, like you always say, can you do it again? Right? All of the teams in the top 4 or 5 have all repeated, all of them. One has three-peated, right? I believe Jaffrey's, original Jaffrey's, have three-peated multiple times, right? And I know Orlando has repeated. We have repeated. So Warriors now have repeated. So now 2.0, I expect to see that, you know? I think they can do it. If anyone, like any betting person is going to put their money on them. But as you know, the second one is the hardest. That one is very, very tough because you got the pressure and, you know, you have a target on your back and people really want to play you. And, you know, all of a sudden people are closing their eyes and returning the ball. That's just the way it works, right? So it'll be interesting, but I think they have a fantastic team. You guys have a fantastic team. With a great supporting cast. And I think Nick and Kizar have figured it out. And because of that, I think you guys are going to do very well.
I like that take. I might just stick with it.
Also, just one last thing. The impressive part is how you guys are taking games at the end.
Yeah.
Right? I've seen it. Keep it within striking distance and strike at the end.
Yeah.
Right? So
that is the game plan, right?
Yeah. I've seen that, right? Just keep it within striking distance and strike at the end. And it's working, right? It's worked for you guys now for that tournament, right? So let's see. We'll see it again. So what do you think?
Well, I mean, I tell you one thing, I've seen these kids grow up, from a very young age, and now to see, the fruits of it, it's a proud moment for all of us, all our OGs, Munna, Mehboob, me. This is what this is what you wait for, right? To see your kids out there, to see those youths out there that you are training day in, day out in practice to perform. Um, you're right. Nick is Nick. Nick is Nick, but Nick can't do what Nick is doing without Kizzer. And Kizzer, is a generational player. He's an exception. But Kizzer can't do Kizzer without the rest of them, right? With the rest of the boys. And that's the supporting cast. And everybody understands their role now. Everybody understands we don't need to, as you said, keep it in striking distance, you know. And then we'll figure it out right at the end. So these boys, I'm very happy to see them, perform. Vancouver was emotional for me to win it with them because they did it without me. I mean, though I was there in the third line, but I didn't need to come during, if we were losing or anything like that. They handled everything.
You trusted the
So that
process.
made me, yeah, it made me proud. It was a proud moment for us. So yeah, you're right. And the second one is going to be the hardest for them, right? Again, it comes down to hunger. If they want to win, they don't want to win. Um, you can have plans, but can they be executed when it's needed? Um, Many things happen, and as you said, we three-peated so many times. Like I think we three-peated 6 times. Okay. And the first one is hard. Yeah. The second one's even harder. And the third one, you're fighting your own demons, right? It is what it is on that Sunday, right? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So I am proud of the 2.0 team. I think they'll be ready, locked and ready, uh, to come in and win this one. So let's see. I mean, we're a few weeks away, you know, and we'll see what happens.
I have a question for you.
Ask me.
What team? So 2.0 right now is setting themselves apart from in Vancouver. They set themselves apart, right? If you had to pick one team where you're like, okay, this team can figure it out. This team is going to give them a problem. Just one team. Okay. Can't say, oh, it's going to be Warriors and Stars and Orlando. No, no. One team. Which team are you like, all right, this team could figure it out?
No, I think many teams can figure it out. I think United Stars can figure it out. I think United Stars can figure it out. There were both times it was a very close game. It could have went any way.
Take United Stars out of the mix. Which say another team. Which team do you think can figure it out?
Which team I think can figure it out? I think Warriors. I think a Warriors can they like that fast-paced, high-fi game. I think they're built for that type of game.
Yeah, good take, good take.
Styles make matchups, but I think that's type of matchup that they want you to play fast. Warriors want you to play fast.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where they get charged. This is where they're locked and loaded. You play fast, you don't have a chance.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So and that's what Jaffre's is right now, right? With the snipers. They're playing fast. They're coming down with the ball hard. And I think Warriors is one of the teams that can figure it out. Okay, Turab. What are the most looked for matches that you want to see? What are you excited to see?
So Warriors in 2.0. Orlando and Warriors. Minnesota and Stanmore. Because that last KOTC matchup that they had, I know they had a lot of fun, so I'm sure they want to redo that one. Yeah, those are the three that come to my mind. And then yeah, and also 2.0 Orlando. Those are the ones I'm really looking forward to watch.
I mean, every single match is going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's hard to pick.
It's hard to pick.
I could give you one for every team, but yeah.
Yeah. I want to see personally United Stars versus Orlando.
Yeah.
I want to see that. That's going to be one for the ages, especially what happened in Vancouver. I think they got vengeance on their mind.
Maybe. I mean, I already said for me, it's whatever now, right? Like it's yeah. I mean, I'm sure. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. All right, let's stir it up a little bit.
1 second. Pressure is on them though. So I'm just coming to have a good time, man.
All right. Let's stir it up a little bit, Give me your top 4 picks. Semifinals. Top 4 teams in the semifinals, baby.
Yeah, that's tough, man. It's really tough. So I'll give you locks. I have 2 locks semifinals. 2 locks. Just based on last 2 tournaments. So I'm gonna base champion 1, KOTC 1, Warriors lock, and last tournament champion 2.0 lock. So 2.0 Warriors locked. I think the other 2 spots is a fight between Stars A, Orlando, Minnesota, Stanmore. That's what I think. And then anyone else can come up into it, but We'll see.
Wow.
And
Okay.
you?
Me, I'll give you 3 locks.
Okay.
I can't do the fourth one for some reason. It's too tough. This
Yeah.
tournament's too tough. 2.0, Stars, Warriors.
Fair take.
Safe
Yeah.
bets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm using your style. I'm doing the whole listen, I'm not gonna say Stars, there's too much bias. So
Yeah, yeah. All right, Drop, give me your final words.
yeah, so firstly, from United Stars to you guys, to Jaffrey's, thank you for doing this. Means a lot. You guys have been great support from day one. We really appreciate it. I know you guys are also handling the live stream. So I'll send more details around that to follow. To everyone watching, the captain's meeting will be this Saturday. So if it's aired before then, great. If not, it's this Saturday. Yeah, look, we're excited to host everyone. We think it's going to be a great event. Games are going to be great. And like you said, it's bragging rights for the year. So, hopefully everyone brings their best game and we go from there.
Nice, nice. So before I wrap up, shout out to you, shout out to United Stars for giving us this opportunity. For all the players and fans that are heading to the tournament, you know what? Safe travels. It's gonna be one for the ages. You know, let's have fun. Let's make it clean. And we will see you there. So I'm Hasnin. This is Turab. This is Chai with Munna, and we'll see you on courtside.